this thing on? Ow, hey guys. What's up? It's Nicole, aka Mrs. Nikki Black. Yes, y'all, formerly known as Miss Wrights Trends. If you notice, I did make a name change on my YouTube channel. No, I'm not officially married yet, but yes, I am getting married. This is my husband. I do refer to him as my husband. It's gonna happen real soon. We're just working out some financial situations before that happens, but that will happen really soon. So I made the decision to go ahead and change my names on my accounts just to get that part out the way, and hopefully I'll have time to actually do that legally in between work and all that good stuff. But yeah, I am making this video. Let me put my hair in frame to give you an update on my locks, guys. Oh my gosh, it's been so long, and my apologies for not posting too many videos lately. But it has been definitely a year, guys. A year. A year. So I think I'll make a separate video just to like share with you my adventure in the past couple years. I think the last update I did was, wow, I don't even know, actually. I'd have to go see. But I know it's been a while. But the reason why I'm making this update is because I'm actually coming up on my 2-year lock anniversary. It's going to be next Tuesday, February 26th, which is also my husband's birthday. So that works out. But it's going to be a lot of celebration in one day, that's for sure. But I just wanted to talk to you about, things that I have been doing with my hair and all the stuff that's been going on with my locks and all that good stuff. So yeah, let's get started on that. So my locks have been getting there. They've been growing. It seems like it's slowed down just a little bit. I know that there has been growth, but it seems like it has slowed down a little bit. I don't know why. It just feels that way. But this is my length. It's now touching the bottom part of my neck now in the back. I don't know if you can tell, but so that's that. And then the front part, I've always had a problem with the front part. I wouldn't say a problem, because I did notice that people who have this size locks, their front locks tend to grow slower than the back ones. I don't know why that happens, but I guess I'm not the only one. I noticed that that people do have their locks shorter in the front than it is in the back. So that's pretty much how mine are growing. I did have to combine some. This guy right here. I think that's one. I just saw one. All I did was take some of the smaller ones and just twist them together so that they would lock together. Because I did them so small, there were some that were locking pretty good. The locks would get thick, but because the base was so small, the base part wasn't matching up with how thick the lock was. So I heard a lot of people talk about lock to part ratio. That does make a difference. It really does. So what I did was I wound up combining some of them so that they could have a stronger base to grow off of. I don't really do much to my hair. I really don't. There's no designs. There's no nothing. I'm just, just going with it. There's not anything special that I do as far as maintenance goes. I did switch my oil finally to vitamin E oil. I got some from Trader Joe's. It's pretty expensive, but it's definitely worth it. For some reason, when I was using the castor oil, it was okay, but I just felt like it was so viscous that it wasn't really seeping into my pores as far as my scalp goes. it was still sitting there like for a week. But with the vitamin E oil, I can tell that there's a difference. Like it actually goes into my scalp. So that was that's very helpful. And another thing too is I started noticing that the castor oil was irritating my scalp as well. The vitamin E oil is a much lighter oil, so it doesn't it doesn't just sit there, if that makes sense. So I do appreciate that. I still wash my hair with Cream of Nature sulfur free shampoo, and that's it. And I only wash my hair when I twist it, which is not even that often anymore. I actually like this look better. Like I like this grown out kind of, you know, thick root looking type of look. I don't really like retwisting my hair a lot now that it's getting much longer. And I didn't really twist it that much before, but I think my first year I twisted it every in the first 6 months, I think I twisted my hair every month to 2 months, in between that mark. And then once I hit that 6 month mark, I was doing it every 3 months. And then once I hit my year mark, I was doing it I've been doing it every 6 months. So the last time I retwisted my hair was back in the summertime. So once I hit my anniversary, sometime, I'm going to try to squeeze it in, sometime either the last week of February or the beginning parts of March, I'm going to try to retwist my hair. But really, that's not really a go-to for me. I don't really care whether or not my hair gets retwisted. I don't do anything for bedtime. You know how I am, guys. So if you haven't watched that video yet, I am wrap free. I do not wrap my hair. I don't use silk bonnets. I don't use silk wraps. I don't have silk pillows. I don't do any of that stuff. My hair is what it is. I did notice that in my lock journey, that with keeping my hair in locks and not having to touch it or style it or anything like that, I do know that it flourished more this time than it did when I was free natural, or loose natural is the term for it. I don't know. I guess, you know, your hair is just, I can't speak for everyone. I gotta speak for myself. So for myself, I feel like my hair flourishes more when it's just left alone. Just leave it alone. I have been tempted to, you know, kind of braid it down and put a weave in, or, you know, braid it down and get a wig and put on it. And I'm just like, why? For what? You know, why? That's kind of how I feel. Why? Why should I do that? So I love that my hair is getting longer. I love that. I'm so excited for what's to come in the years. This is definitely not going anywhere because I have committed to this, and I love the way that it looks and where it's going, and I get lots of compliments on my hair still. Everyone's like, oh my gosh, that looks like braids. No, they're not braids, they're locks, honey. Okay. But yeah, even my little gray hair patch, my little skunk patch here. I love it. No, it's not lint, guys. Okay, so no, don't go there. But yeah, and that's another thing too, is like, I've never even had a problem with lint. Like some people do. They're like, oh my gosh, like beware of the lint, like it was a monster or something. I haven't had that issue ever. I've never had a lint issue. So that's good. Yeah, another thing too is I stopped using gel finally, now that my hair is long enough. I mean, actually, no, I can't even use that as an excuse because that really was an excuse. My hair is long enough and I feel comfortable enough to not, you know, use any gel products. I'm definitely staying away from that because that part I do see that it can over time be a build-up situation. So it's definitely not good for your hair. So the only thing I use to twist my hair up again is oil and water. That's it. And yeah, your locks do stay actually when you do that. The trick is you have to let your hair dry completely before you start, you know, moving around clips or anything like that. So that's very helpful to just leave it alone, let it dry completely. And then the fact that your hair was wet is that that binding situation, so your hair will dry like that basically. So I have done this on my husband's hair. He is actually locked. He has had his locks, I want to say, for 5 months. 5 months, I think. Excuse me, I don't know where that came from. I've been trying to use a different approach as far as his locks go. His locks are much thicker than mine, and he is, excuse me, we've only used gel I think one time, and that was only to start his locks. So right now all we use is oil and water, and he's 6 months, I think, I want to say about 6 months in. We gotta figure that out, because I really don't know, like, even when his lock anniversary is or anything like that. So yeah, but he loves them. They're definitely growing and getting longer. I think his only battle right now is dandruff. He has really bad dandruff and on the crown of his head, which is not good for men, because you don't really want to be like going in there on the sensitive parts of the scalp as far as itching goes. And I tell him to be careful with his itching. I did get him some tea tree oil, so we're working on incorporating that in his regimen. But he has really bad dandruff in here and on his crown. So, yeah, that's been his struggle, and he won't leave his dreads alone. I keep telling him to leave them alone. Don't touch them. But he's so excited about that. He's one of those people that wants to go out and get it styled and, you know, rolled up into those little, the dread rolls or corn rolled. And I told him, I was like, you know, my feelings about that. I feel like it puts too much pressure on your scalp if it's done too tightly, and I don't recommend it, especially with this part being a troubled area for him. He's already losing hair just naturally because of his genes. So I feel like, you know, if he does that, then it could be detrimental to the hair that's sensitive on his scalp already. So I just told him, that's on you. You know, if you want to if you want to get to your male pattern baldness a little bit quicker, then go ahead and do that. But I just recommend that he don't do that. His dreads look great the way that they are. His hair is even thickening because of the fact that he's not touching his hair anymore. So I think it looks good. Hopefully I can get him on video. We actually have a channel called The Blacks. Yes, that is his last name. It is Black. I am Mrs. Black and he is Mr. Black. But we do have a channel that we're trying to start up just to give some inspiration to younger people and, like, you know, relationships, godly stuff, just trying to be motivational for those looking and seeking that type of strength and motivation. So we do want to ramp that up. I'm trying to get him on camera, but he is very shy. We work with taking phone calls, and he really even doesn't even like listening to his own voice. So that's something I have to get him out of, right? So yeah, it's been an adventure, and I really do think that I'm gonna make a separate video just to express, you know, the things that I've been through and all that good stuff. So yeah, I think I'm gonna work on that video, so don't judge me for wearing the same shirt in 2 videos. This is me. But anyways, you guys be blessed, and I'll see you on the next video.